Kelly McCall. Who are you going to call? Kelly McCall. Give it just a few more minutes here and then we'll get started. Hello, Dory Newsom.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Great, thank you.
Chelsea, you sent an email the other day saying, should we remove the property management portion from our promotional materials? The answer to that is yes.
Yes. Yep.
Real does not allow property management, so we've taken that off our menu of services, okay?
Yes, got it. I've currently been working on it this morning, updating all of our agents' packets to get that page removed. So thank you guys for confirming that.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Of course. Thank you.
Chelsea, how's the team doing? I see you guys have a number of new escrows. How are you finding the market out there?
We're doing good. We had a bigger property for us in Irvine, which we had over 20 offers on, and we're going to be opening escrow on that one today, just over 1.4. In the Irvine area, it is Irvine, California. You know, there's a specific group of people sometimes in some areas, and so we did have an overwhelming amount of people walk through our property up there, and this price point is still a reasonable price point for single family homes and people getting into the market. So I think, you know, kind of where that's at, it's been pretty good. And Rick and Dory on our team, they just opened escrow with another one of their buyers, just under $500,000 price point, but you know, pretty good activity. I know we did a little battling back and forth on both sides with multiple counter offers, but you know, it's out there. You got to find the right clients and people. That definitely opportunities out there, but yeah, I think it's the market's still there from what we're seeing in the ideal areas. It's, you know, a little bit more demand than others, but lots of movement happening, and we did get a lot of good buyer lead opportunities out of our past couple open houses we did in Irvine. So hoping to help close some more transactions before the end of the year.
That's great, Chelsea. What was the price on that listing?
So we had listed at 1,195. Yeah. Big
Okay,
story.
so over $1 million and you got multiple offers. That's great. Good to hear.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Sam.
Hi, good morning. So John, we listed at 1195, and just because a bunch of pending or properties that were on the market were all in that 1150 to 12. And one had closed higher, and then all of a sudden, just before we listed, one that was listed at $1,150,000 basically sold for $1,350,000,
Wow.
200,000 over listing. So
wow.
we literally put in less than 10 days from Saturday, the first open house, we put over 600 people through on Saturday and Sunday. Then we did open house on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday last weekend, while we were negotiating counters, and we probably put another, 300-400 people through on those 4 days. So we literally put 1,000 people through in 2 days. It's entry level Irvine, single level home. You know, we cleaned it up. It was a disaster. We cleaned it up and brought our contractors in and staged it. It looked amazing. Literally got almost 30 offers, and we sold it for $1,405,000. So it's the highest comp in the area. So the neighbor's gonna love us. But yeah, it was crazy to see, and both of the top offers were all cash. And the third highest offer, which was $1,375,000, was financed. But yeah, so my sellers are thrilled because they thought they were going to get about, originally the house was a disaster. I mean, it was falling apart. All the wood on the outside was falling apart. The grass was dirt, and it was a disaster. And turned around, the house was probably worth about $1 million at that point, and now they got it for 1.4, and just shows that the buyers are still out there, but they're cautious, right? And but they're still out there, and we know with cycles in this market that the market drops, the inventory drops. If those that get Stephen Thomas's email or newsletter, the market starts to drop here from all the way till basically the middle of January, the beginning of February. So the buyers are going to have less choices. So it's going to be a little bit more of a frenzy. And even in Laguna Woods, the one that Rick and Dory put in escrow, it was a super nice property. It was fixed up and in great moving condition, and they had multiple offers. And you don't see a lot of multiple offers in Laguna Woods, but there was still multiple offers. So it just shows that, this market still has that demand. It's just not as high because of the affordability. But when you bring a property to market that's fixed up and move-in ready and it's, priced right, you're going to get the multiple offers. So I was really blown away because I did not think we'd get 1,000 people through. So,
if you told me that you were going to expect 1,000 people through a house and 30 offers, and it's going to sell for $1,405,000 and the asking's $1,195,000, I wouldn't believe a word you said. I mean, that is just amazing. Boy, what a testimony. I sure hope you're promoting those statistics to the world, Zen. That's really incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And it was an amazing team effort because we took that place that was basically a hoarder house and hadn't been cleaned for 10 plus years with dog hair everywhere, including the ovens had dog hair. And, we turned it around into an amazing listing and crushed it for our sellers. And they're thrilled. And then they're going to do a 1031 exchange buy. So it's going to be 2 transactions for us. So it's a great deal.
Well, team, let's all be encouraged by that. Boy, that is just incredible. It sounds like you did everything right, Zen. Preparing a listing is a big part of success. So way to go. I'm really pleased to hear that story. That's very, very, very encouraging. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. I see we have Rosie with us. Carrie, I know you haven't been feeling well, but it's wonderful to see you're online with us. And Lindsay, great to see you. Shada, Peta, it's great to see you, and Karen Dazala. So thank you for joining this morning. I love seeing you guys every other Tuesday. So I'm grateful we can all come together. I just wanted to start off by saying that I hope you're all doing well. I know that we have an interesting market. We're challenged by rising mortgage costs. We're challenged by lower inventory. With all these wonderful wars breaking out, we've got some consumer confidence wavering. And so we have all these things to deal with. But, I put in my notes to you that, guys, there's a lot of agents that have dropped out of the game. And it just makes, it makes the market that we have left commiserate to the agents that we have left serving it. So be encouraged. I had some of my best years in some of the worst markets in California. And, this is when the consumer wants to hear from you. They want to know what can be done to help them. And stories like this with Zen's team on this listing that's the kind of information we need to have at our fingertips to say, hey, look, you can make it happen today. Here's all the things we want to do for you, and make yourself extremely valuable in this marketplace. When the market was just going crazy right after COVID hit, I mean, they hardly needed us, right? I mean, Aunt Sally could put a property on the market and get 70 offers. So why do they need a seasoned, experienced agent that has an incredible marketing campaign? But today they need us, and you should feel good about that, because honing your skills, honing your listing presentation, getting your game plan in order, getting your pitch up to par, and having all these market statistics is what we need today. And you can excel in this market. Let's go right into some housing market dynamics. If you look at the nation, we've got September statistics out, and home prices increased by 2.2%, which is interesting. Overall, 2.2%, and the median sell price across the nation's 412,502. Sales decreased 17.6%. With 412,280 homes sold. The national average 30-year fixed mortgage, and Dylan can probably give us a little more of an updated number today because these are September statistics, but we're at 7.2%, up 1.1%, and the housing supply decreased by a significant margin, 15.8%, with only 1,504,689 homes listed for sale in the United States. So 33.2% of homes sold above the list price. I find that really interesting, and Zen, your story mirrors that there's still demand for almost a third of our sales to go out above the list price. That's amazing. And then there's some migration information here. It shows that people still are moving to Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, Texas, with top destinations including Sacramento, California, Las Vegas, Nevada, Orlando, Myrtle Beach, and Sarasota, Florida. So some great things to know, great things to have at your fingertips as you're talking to buyers and sellers. And then I wanted to just kind of move into leadership initiatives. The people close to me know I'm working harder than ever, 16-hour days, just building on our platform, and working hard to relaunch Agent Auction. Agent REO, Carrie's helping with that, and Carrie and Karen, very involved in agent short sale and bridging those relationships with lenders and banks and loan managers to give us leads and inventory for those divisions. Agent mortgage is a big focus. We've got such a talented team, Dylan and Patty running that. I tell you, we couldn't ask for better. They've given us the best resources in that platform. I mean, if we can't fund it, nobody can, is our motto. So building agent mortgage and growing it is a big priority. We're working very hard on that. I'm also working on something that has been my vision for a long time, and that's a new kind of global referral platform that has a combined rewards platform. We'll be able to share more on that in a little while. But one thing that is always a priority for me is our marketing department. I'm seeing some great results with you guys interacting with Daisy as our liaison to agentinc Media. Does anyone want to provide a testimony this morning? Have you enjoyed working with agentinc Media?
Sure, I'll provide one.
Thank you.
Just recently, it was maybe 2 days ago, we sent over kind of a little template idea example of what we wanted for some door hangers with the team. And within 2 days, we got turnaround time from Daisy. She did a good job. We actually made a couple of changes to it, and she did it immediately. So I definitely would like to say that it definitely has gotten better now that we've gotten through this transition. I know there was a transition, but the last few times that I have asked for things from Daisy and everybody else, after we got through a couple of the challenges, we definitely have had some really good responses on getting the things back that we need. Those door hangers are now going into production, and we'll be sending out about 5,000 of those. Of course, not all at the same time, but they're beautiful. They look great. I think you even responded back to it this morning, John.
I was so impressed with those. They looked amazing. And I love how you use the QR code. And I just thought your team photo on those look great. And I'm thrilled to hear that we cranked that out in 2 days, and the result was just awesome. So thank you for that testimony. Anybody else want to say anything about their experience with agentinc Media? I know Kelly creates ads every week. And they're just, it's important that they're on time and delivered in the right format. And I think that's going very well. I know
Hey,
they've
John.
done, yeah.
Do we have, I mean, it would be great. And I know if Carrie will send me a copy of her door hanger, but it would be great if, cause I'm an open book. We're happy to share anything we do with the other agents at Agent Inc. But it'd be great if we could see some of the marketing pieces that are going out. If you guys had like a link or something to some of the recent pieces that the agents are willing to share, I think that would be super helpful.
You bet. So tomorrow and we'll make that our goal. There's a link or there's a navigation tab for Agent Inc. Media called New and Fresh. And we'll start posting all the newest work that we've done so that you guys can see it. And then if you want to adapt it to your branding, you'll be able to do that. We have we've really been blessed to have Zhao, who's one of the top 3 graphic artists in the world, develop our brand standard. And I work with him every week to create new stuff. And a few weeks ago, he showed me, he had like 200 images that he did for Halloween and like another 200 images he did for Christmas. And every one of them was so good. I said, Zhao, we want to put these on our marketing website and let our agents choose one that they want to push out via email or Instagram, et cetera. And our team there will brand it for you. And so, we've done quite a bit of work over the past few days, or a few weeks actually, to host those on our website. And you'll be able to see them tomorrow. But you can go on there and choose images that I'm telling you, these are incredible. And so you could choose a Christmas image, you could choose a Thanksgiving image, a Halloween image, put your team's information or your individual branding on it and push it out. I just think it's awesome. So you can go shopping now, or tomorrow you'll be able to go shopping on Agent Inc. Media and just find some really, really fresh things to utilize in your marketing. So I'm very excited about that. Anybody else have a comment?
Hey, John, I don't do this stuff. Chelsea's usually the rock star on my team, searches for media, but where would I go to look at that? Where's the Agent Inc. Media area?
Yeah, so just go to www.agentinc.media.com.
Okay.
And you'll see we've built a storefront, and all of your custom orders you can do through there. And these new images that I'm talking about won't be up until tomorrow. Okay, so you might wait a day to go on there, but
yeah,
it's really come together. And this is a big priority for me. So we have a dedicated person who all they do is build websites. Her name is Vecca. And Daisy, if you need a new website, Daisy will link you up with Vecca. If we now have a dedicated person, Lillian Grace is her name, and all she does is create videos. So if you want to give her some video raw footage, she'll brand it for you, apply B-roll, photos and entrance and exits and everything you could want in your videos. Lillian is dedicated full-time to help us build videos. So we've got Valerie, who
John, how do we reach out for the videos? How do we reach out to those people?
Yeah. So Daisy is your liaison.
Okay.
So
perfect.
You just tell Daisy, hey, I want a new video for this. And so she'll bring Lillian Grace into the mix, and Lillian will create your video and push it out to you. So Daisy's, she's your liaison for everything. You just tell her what you need. And we have Valerie, who is full-time dedicated to social media. So if you're wanting, if you need a new account, if you want new software, if you want her to schedule all your stuff to be scheduled to go out on later, she'll do that. If you want her to set up a new YouTube channel for you, she'll do that. So, we've got all these people in place now, and you guys should all be taking advantage of it. You're going to start seeing corporate video distribution increase significantly because of having us having Lillian, and she's literally editing a video for me almost every day. So you'll start to see a lot more content go out. But I'm super excited about this. I want you guys to be enthused by it and to start using it more, and really rely on just having some terrific marketing at your fingertips.
Wow,
I think-
John, I
Yeah.
just thank you so much for that. I know how much hard work that you've put into this with the transitioning happening. So I'm really excited to hear about all this. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, we've got the most, I feel like we've got the most amazing platform with, stock and revenue share and our incredibly competitive cap. But I think, the most important thing is that we have great marketing, and it's easy for you guys to use, so it doesn't take a lot of your time. You just say what you want and you get it in a day or two. And so that's the goal. And we'll just keep pressing forward till everyone is just ecstatic about what we have as a resource. So thank you. Hey, it's time for Dylan. Dylan, do you have a mortgage update for you? Are rates still at 7.2, or are they gone up?
We're back in the 2%. No, I'm just kidding. I absolutely I can dream, right? That's allowed.
Yes, we all can.
So yeah, rates right now we're a little bit higher than 7.2, unfortunately. Conventional is a high sevens, like 7.75. FHA about
Seven is God's number, right? So maybe we can get 777 and we can
right. So FHA about 7.5, maybe lower sevens, depending on what we can get there. And then on the jumbos, we're about 8%. So the good news is this week, in the last week, they announced, one of our lenders announced that they're going to start honoring 2024 conventional loan limits. That's pretty typical this time of year. So that's good. They upped the loan limit to about 750. These are just estimates based on what Fannie and Freddie are going to up the loan limits to, but they start honoring them now, so we can start writing those loans on our conventional loan limits at about 750 in our normal counties, San Bernardino, Riverside. In our high balance counties, Orange County, LA County, San Diego County, they're not projecting any increases this year actually on those county loan limits. So there'll be no change there as of right now. So that may change the next month or so if there's some change in what Fannie and Freddie end up actually deciding. But as for right now, no change in the upper higher county loan limits. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Obviously, with the market instability, with everything going on in the Middle East, that hasn't helped us at all. But we're hoping that as things kind of maybe return to normal, the Fed did say that they're not expecting many more rate hikes going into 2024 or small. So hopefully we don't have major issues going into 2024. But overall, we're still seeing great movement. So still writing tons of pre-approval letters. The biggest thing, guys, the biggest piece of advice I can give you is, especially as rates have once again continued to rise, make sure that you're getting cross quals as well as getting your borrowers pre-qualified. Because if we pre-qualified them at 7% and now we're at 7.75%, that is going to change the buying power quite a bit. So as these market shifts continue to happen both up and down, make sure you're reaching out to us to help get those pre-qualifications updated so that you guys are shopping with the most up-to-date information. But overall, I think the outlook is good. I mean, people have gotten comfortable as we can be, right? With 7 to 8% interest rates. We know they're here to stay for a little bit. So we just ride the wave the best that we can. And so I think overall borrowers are coming out of hiding a little bit. My phone's been ringing, which is good. We've been getting pre-qualifications out there. So keep your heads up. I think that things are moving forward, even though we're seeing these higher interest rates.
Hey,
I-
I'd like to shout
I got-
out.
I got a
Shout-
couple questions.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Karen.
No, I was just going to do a shout out to Dylan. He's being a little humble, but he is certified in divorce transactions where, obviously we need to protect the credit. And he did a certification with me. Him and I are going to be working on those type of situations together. There's always something that's going on. And so he took the liberty to get certified along with me. And we both kind of understand a little bit more of the lingo that goes along with that. And so I'm really excited. I wanted to share that with you guys, that he's dynamic.
Thanks, Carrie.
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm Zen. We haven't met, but anyways, thanks for being on the call. So the question I have, so you said that the conforming and non-conforming for Orange County is not changing.
Correct. Yeah, that's the projection, right? So
Okay.
one of our lenders projects every year right around this time of what they think that the limits are going to change, if the limits are going to change. And they usually honor it, a couple months early so we can start writing and underwriting and closing those loans. But their projection for this year is that the upper county limits are not going to change.
Okay. And then I've got other questions too. So what about what are like the arms looking? Because I was following last week, the spread between the 5-year and the 30-year had gone in favor of the 5-year had dropped a little bit. What are the arms looking like? And then do you also do interest only loans? I'm just looking at what options we have. I know they have to qualify at the full rate, so I understand that part. I just want to see what are you seeing on the arms, like the 5 or the 7, and then also what are you seeing on the others?
Yeah, on the arms, we're still not seeing a huge difference. So we're not really, I think before, it was always, hey, if you go into an arm, you're going to get a significantly lower rate, right? That was kind of the messaging, right? So we would push people to arms to help with their payment. We're really not seeing much of a difference right now. So, maybe 0.25%, 0.5% at the most. So it's not changing things so drastically. And I think people overall, whenever we suggest it, are just so scared of ARM from 2006, 7, 8, that they're just not interested in the 0.25% savings. And so right now, we're just really not pushing that product hardly at all. As far as the interest only, absolutely. We can absolutely do interest only products. We have several banks that do it, both on the investment lending and the primary residence. So those are options that we can absolutely explore. But like you said, yes, they will have to qualify for the full payment amount. Now, another thing that has been pushed over the last several months is buy downs. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the buy down program, mostly because all these borrowers are going to end up refinancing anyway. So if they qualify at a 7.5%, then let's just put them in the 7.5% and do the refi in a year or two when the rates come down. So because why I would rather see the borrower spend their money on, or hopefully seller credit on closing costs that are not directed towards the loan, that keeps funds in their bank account, as opposed to, hey, let's buy the rate down, and then, oh man, guess what? Rates went down in 6 months, 6 to 12 months, because typically, in order, the buy downs kind of break even is about 3 years, roughly.
Yeah.
So I anticipate that everybody's going to refinance within the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Two-ish.
I agree with 100%. I don't think it makes financial sense at this point in the cycle to buy down the rate. I know it gives people some peace of mind, but realistically, the government can't keep rates this high for that much longer. So, a year or two, everyone's going to, I tell all my clients that are looking to buy, I tell them, whatever loan you have now, you're not going to have that 2-3 years from now.
Exactly.
It is not going to exist because you're going to be in a lower rate and have a lower payment. It's not, the country cannot afford to keep rates this high. And we're starting to see the break of things. And, the Fed, unfortunately, the Fed does not lower rates until it's too late and things are already in the pooper, right? The last question, and I'm sorry to take up all this time, John.
No problem.
What are you seeing in jumbo rates versus, the high balance conventional, and how are you directing the buyers that are that can get a jumbo rate? Because I don't know what the jumbo rates are compared to the conforming rates right now, and if you have any banks that have some better rates on jumbos. So that's my last question, and I'll shut up. Thanks.
We shop typically with one bank for these meetings, the one that we use the most. We can shop the jumbo rates quite a bit, but jumbo rates are historically higher. So we're looking at like 8 to 8.25 on the jumbo side, and that's actually with a slight buy down. Jumbo rates are just rough, to be honest. And so typically when I do a conventional or an FHA or VA, they're all pretty much in the same area roughly, from one bank to another. When I go jumbo, we definitely open up our horizons a little bit to some other banks that we may not use as often, simply because the jumbo rates, we have to try and stay competitive, and it's not easy. The jumbo stuff is significantly higher. So we go to some more of our off brand type banks to find those better rates, back into the 7s.
All right, but now that's the great question, because before jumbos were more attractive than the high balance, and obviously that's shifted. And then, what's your preferred bank that you guys are going through usually?
Typically, on our normal conventional stuff, we use UWM. The great thing about UWM is we close loans with them anywhere from 10 to 12 days from the time we submit, if we get the appraisal back quickly, especially if we get a PIW or an appraisal waiver. So which we do still get occasionally. They're not as common as they were, but we're still getting them every once in a while. But yeah, from submission of the loan to clear to close, most times is 10 to 12 days. So we close them really quick, which is why we stick with UWM. Sometimes they're just a hair more expensive. I mean, we're talking like 0.05%, maybe 0.1, but it's worth the time.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. Do you want to talk a little bit about the PACE program we have?
Yeah, absolutely. So John and I and the Agent Capital team have been working on some great funding for some of these construction, as well as already been constructed but completed in the last couple of years, loans for our investment borrowers. And so that's PACE. It is an energy efficient loan that will finance up to 30% of the project cost. And so what they're doing is those funds will go towards any energy efficient type building material. So it can be a landscaping, it can be insulation in the home, it can be HVAC, anything that has to do with the energy efficiency of the property. And so we're working on multifamily deals, we're working on hotels. There's so many different options, but what's great about the program is that it can also be utilized for any property that's been built in the last 3 years and refinanced into. The great thing about this loan is it's not paid off at closing when you sell the property. And the monthly payment per se is actually rolled into the property taxes. The biggest incentive on this product right now is that the rates are so much lower than everything else. So I think, John, we were looking at that hotel project, and we're at what, 6.75%, I think it was, or 6.875.
Yeah. So with this program, we also have debt that goes along with the PACE program. So what we're finding out there is that a lot of the large institutional projects lately have really been struggling to find construction loans. There's even several in town that have gotten to 80-90% completion and had to stop because of cost overruns, and they ran out of money on their construction loan. So this is solving a lot of problems, and we're actually building a pipeline with it. And so I just wanted to not all of us have clients that are building multifamily or hotels, but if you have one, it's worth mentioning, because there's just not a lot of alternatives out there for new construction loans of an institutional size. In fact, when Dylan and I were looking around earlier this year, many of the previous lenders that would do this have started capping at 10 million. And this resource that we have really has no limit. They can do $1 billion project. So just wanted to mention that just in case you might be working with a commercial developer that could use this assistance, because we've just found it fills a really nice niche right now.
Yeah.
Dylan, did I say that correctly? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think it's a great product. I think overall, like I said, the 30%, we can save so much money on that. And there's also tax credits that go along with it, John. So that's a big piece too for your developers, that because they're utilizing this service, they're also going to get tax credits because they're building with energy efficient products. So it's a really great product. And yeah, John, you hit the nail on the head. We, previously when we were funding larger deals, all of my contacts went to $10-15 million caps. And it became extremely difficult to fund anything, especially in California. Building is just so expensive here. So this is a great contact. The sky's the limit here. And it goes along with all of our other investment products that we offer. So those investors that you have, ranging from, the first time fix and flipper all the way to we're building a 5-star resort, we can do it. So, give us a call, give us the opportunity to help your client, because investment lending, especially for me, is where I specialize, and I love it. I mean, working with investors is, I think, some of the best type of lending that's out there. So let us know how we can help you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. Layla, do you have anything to round us out with?
Sorry, I'm here. Not really. My only, I've been getting a lot of calls, as you mentioned, for marketing, and I've been introducing everyone to Daisy. If you guys ever have a hard time reaching them or anything, which doesn't really happen, please reach out to me. Also, your number one, it used to be me for any question you may have, but right now your number one resource is the support at Real, and they're very good in getting back to you. If you ever feel you're not getting a response as soon as you would like, please copy me on it. And I'm always available via text or my phone. Text would be better. And I'm really here to give all the agents the customer service they need and from the agentinc side. So please take advantage of it and call me. Okay.
Layla, thank you. Your dedication doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, John.
Anybody else have anything before we conclude?
I was just going to second that, Layla. You have been a godsend to our team here at the Z team with helping out with so many things as we transitioned on board. So appreciate all the support you've continued to give us and that you gave us. You do a great job, and I know you have a lot on your plate. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Of course.
All right, team. Well, let's go get them. And call me if you need me. I'm always here for you. And hope you do well out there the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
John.
everybody. Thanks, John.
Bye-bye.